Glams. This is your host again, Natanya, with the Glam Life. Well, I will be providing complete beauty tips, techniques, and testimonials to reveal the glam in you. If you are new to this channel, please click that red subscribe button below. And once again, thank you to all my returning viewers, subscribers, as well as followers. Back here, I am live. I'm going live on YouTube, first time ever for a makeup tutorial. Just want to kind of like come and chit chat and get ready with you all and show you all how I um, do my makeup unscripted and unedited. So without further ado, let's get started. How are you all today? I'm doing fine. Weather out here is not too bad. How is the weather in your area? So being that I'm going live, bear with me because I gotta kind of like pay attention to my face as well as the comments below. But I'm pretty much starting out with a fresh wash face, and I'm going to be going in again with all drugstore products. I love to get gorgeous on a dime and be fabulous. So I'm starting out with the Maybelline Master Primer by the Face Studio. Love, love, love this primer. So I'm just taking a size amount and just going to apply over my face and work that in. And the purpose of the primer is to create a base for the makeup to set. To keep it fresh looking all day. And being that now, because of COVID, we are required to wear masks, you definitely want to add this added step to create, again, a base for the makeup to sit on to kind of like eliminate the makeup transfer. So I'm pretty much letting that set in. And I'm going to set my primer like I always do. And I'm going in with a drugstore pressed powder in the Maybelline Dream Wonders, and this is in the shade 85. It's not actually the correct shade for my skin tone, but I'm using it to set the primer because I have very oily skin, and this just creates a way to eliminate some of that oil. And I'm going in on my T-zone area. I'm pretty much packing this powder in on the T-zone, under the eyes, over my eyelids. That's where I'm applying the bulk part of the face powder. Definitely want to get this nose area because I am super oily. And I'm just setting the primer and creating a base, more of a stable base for the makeup to set. Now, I happen to love drugstore products, glams. I am an avid makeup lover. For the ones that do not know, I do work in corrections. I work at a prison. So I still want to look gorgeous on a dime, but I don't want to wear my best stuff in a prison type setting. So that's why I fell in love with the makeup products. So if you've been following me for quite some time, you know I will go crazy and get lost in a makeup store. So again, just setting my face to create more of a base. And I am now on to my foundations. Now, I picked up two shades, if again, because my face is not all one color, so I always go with two shades. I have the CoverGirl True Blend Foundation. I picked this up from Walgreens. If you all seen my, if you all follow me in my community tab, I picked this up for a little to next to nothing. So I got the shade D6 correction, and it's in the shade Toasted Almond. And I got the shade D7, which is in Soft Sable. I'm going to use the D6 over my T-zone area because it is a lighter shade, and also to create that highlight glowy look. So I'm going to see how this foundation actually works out today. So I'm just going to take my makeup brush and squeeze some out. and blend in. Now, my first impressions of this foundation is it's very lightweight, very glides on rather easily, rather smooth, which is what I'm loving in a foundation. I don't know if it's all that oil absorbing, so we're going to see pretty much how the day goes, whether or not it's oil absorbing. But I'm just blending in, as you all see, down my T-zone area under my chin to create that glowy look. And this, by the way, Glams, is a powder brush, but I use it as a foundation brush because it gives more of that air whipped look, which I do happen to love. I discovered that when I picked up the brush by accident, thinking it was the foundation brush. Have some of the bristles that are coming out, so that's why I am trying to get it off my eyelid and off my nose. So best of all, what I'm liking about this foundation is not fast drying. So that is good. So I'm able to blend, which is key when you're working with any foundation, is to blend. And I'm liking how it's oxidizing and settling in quite well. And this is in the shade D6 Glams. Happen to love this shade so far. I like the way it oxidizes pretty well. Again, to create that glowy look. So that's pretty much in my T-zone area. And now I'm going in with the shade D7. This is D7 right here. And this is actually in soft sable. And I'm going to be going over the rest of my face where I do not have any of the foundation. So I'm going to squeeze a amount on the brush. Do you all wear makeup more or less because of COVID? I find myself actually wearing it a whole lot less because it is the summer months here in South Carolina where I stay at, and having like 2 layers of not the mask itself and makeup, no. So have not been wearing it as much. And I'm just going in over the rest of my face with this foundation and blending it in. And look at that, Glams. It's blending in pretty good. I like the coverage that it's giving, and I like the oxidization, how it's coming all together, especially where I have the lighter shade and the darker shade. You definitely want to blend along those lines so it can look all like it's just one foundation, but create that highlight, chisel, glowy effect. So that's why I use the 2 foundations. It happens to work so much better. Going to take a little bit more of the D7. And apply on the other areas where I don't have any foundation. And blend in these areas. Let's begin. And CoverGirl is a staple go-to brand for my drugstore products that I have in my arsenal. Matter of fact, a lot of these products in this live today is going to be featuring products from the CoverGirl. But my favorite drugstore brands happen to be Maybelline, Revlon, L'Oreal, and the CoverGirl. I always happen to find excellent steals and excellent deals in those brands. And I encourage you to go to your local drugstores on a daily basis to see exactly what is out there, because they have a lot of brands on sale each week, and you will find a lot of savings. Pair that with the store coupon and the manufacturer coupon, you'll pay a little next to nothing for these products. So I'm just making sure everything is all settled in together. Now, if this was not live, this part would be edited out, but we're going for what I know, which is kind of fun because I get to showcase to you all on my live version of me doing my makeup. All right, so my foundation is pretty much done. And my overall thoughts, my first impression of this, because I only picked it up because it was on sale, is that it's easy to work with, it's lightweight, and the coverage I like is buildable. So I am liking that. And for as it's oil absorbing, I will not know until I go throughout the day, but I am liking what I'm seeing so far. So now that I have applied my foundation, I'm going to set my makeup, and I'm going to be going in with this Maybelline Shine Control Setting Powder. Um, this is in the shade medium. Being that I am an oily skin glam, I did choose the Shine Control, and I'm going to take my powder brush, and I'm going to kind of like bake up under my eyes, down my nose area, and on my forehead and my chin, because this is where I tend to get the most oil. And you see how all it is all coming together. It's oxidizing really well. It's going to take a little bit more. And I'm going to use a sponge now to kind of like bake it. To let it set in those areas. All right, so while that is setting on those areas, I'm going to be going in with this CoverGirl Full Spectrum in the shade Deep Cool 3. And I want to be pretty much applying this on the rest of my face. Now, this is an oil control powder matte, so it's going to help minimize those pores and set all that powder in. And I love how it's all coming together and oxidizing really, really well. I have some fall out on my eyelashes. All right, now I am on to my eyebrows. I do like the shape of my eyebrows. They do have a nice arch to it. So I am um, going to kind of like just sculpt the shape that I already have. And I'm going in with this LA Colors Brow Kit in medium. It already has some tweezers and an applicator wand in there. I don't hardly use the tweezers because I don't barely sculpt, but I'm going to use this wand right here to kind of like stroke up on my eyebrows to create a little bit more shape and definition, and go in with the dark two shades down here to kind of like bring it all in together. So I'm going to comb up my eyebrows, comb them up, and I'm going to fill the end in because I don't hardly have any eyebrows on the end. Just kind of like comb them up so I can know what I'm working with. Because one thing I don't understand is why people take off all their eyebrows and then draw them back on when you have, to me, perfectly good eyebrows to work with. So I'm going to take this lighter of the brown, the middle shade, and fill in on the ends to fill it in. I'm just going to do the other side. I don't do a whole lot with my eyebrows. I'm just filling in those bare areas. And I'm just going to take that darkest shade right here on the end and just make them pop a little bit more. I don't do a whole lot, but I think I do have a nice base for my eyebrows. I use the KISS method. I keep it very simple. Just keep it simple. All right. And my eyebrows are pretty much done. There's some particles on my eyelashes. Now I'm going in and going to do my eye makeup. And I'm going in with CoverGirl, this quad palette. Pick this palette up for 99¢, and this is in the shade Fresh Pack, 735 Fresh Pack. Comes with a beautiful shade of blue, a silver, black, and kind of like a opaque white shade. It has an applicator wand that's already in there. So I'm going to play with these colors on my eyes and create some form of look. I'm going to prime my eye though with this Black Radiance eyeshadow primer. And the purpose of me priming the eyes with an eyeshadow primer is to create a base for the eye makeup to set on. So I just dab like less, just like a small amount. And I'm just dabbing that on. I'm going to do the same thing for the other eye. Just dabbing it on to create a nice little base for the eyeshadow to set on. And I'm just pretty much taking a eyeshadow brush and just patting it and setting it all in. So on my brow bone glams, I'm going to be taking this white shade right here on the end right here, and I'm going to be going with that one on my brow bone. And I love these primers because it makes the color stand out and pop. And I love how you see how the iridescent, the light is hitting it. That's what I like about these lighter shades on the brow bone. It creates that highlight glow effect to make the eyes stand out. And being that I already have big eyes, I love for them to stand out even the more. Add a little bit of eyeshadow in my eyebrows. So I'm going to take my little spatula and get that out. So I'm still perfecting my makeup. When you all see it edited on videos, I edit a lot of it out. So I'm just going live for what I know. So that's the color I'm going to be using on my brow bone. Now for my eyelid, I think I'm going to go in with this silver tone shade on my eyelid. I'm just playing around with it, which is one thing I love and encourage everyone to do. Just play with their makeup. There's no right or wrong way when you just play with it and create looks for yourself. And my first impression of this shadow is that the fallout is very minimal, which I do like because I do my eye shadow after I apply my foundation, and I don't have to worry about the fallout getting on my foundation, messing it up and causing me to go in areas and recover it. So here is that silvery shade on my eyelid, the silvery shade. Now I'm going in the crease of my eye with that blue, the blue shade, to see how that looks. I'm just playing with the colors. I don't have no specific look I'm going for. I'm just talking through as I go along and just see how these colors all come out together. Very pretty shade of blue. Liking how that's coming together. That blue is actually gorgeous. It looks like a beautiful denim shade. So I'm going to play with it to where it all comes together, where it all blends out actually pretty nice. Going to take some of that silver shade and put back on there. That came out rather nicely. Trying to even it out. Even it out. Clean that up some. Now I'm going in on the outer crease with this like black charcoal shade. I'm going to be going with that one on the outer crease. Now, one thing I do like to put in my crease is more of the matte um, dark tone shades like this charcoal right here on the outer crease. I do like to use more of the matte dark tone shades in there. Taking a little bit more of that blue and just making it stand out to where it blends all in together. And again, Glam's getting fabulous and gorgeous on a dime with all drugstore products. And now I am going to line my eye with this basic black eyeliner. Now this I did not get from my drugstore. I actually got it from my Sally's Beauty Supply. And this is in the shade Navy in the boutique eyeliners. I do like to use the ones like the liquid eyeliners and the ones with the wand. I don't too much like the ones that you have to sharpen, but they were on sale for 99 cents. So I'm going to line the eye. To make those eyes stand out. And this is in the shade Navy. So it's kind of like grayish black on me, but I do see a little bit of the navy down at the bottom in here. Going to blend some of this eyeshadow back in together. And now I'm going in with this mascara by the Revlon and the So Fierce. This is in the shade Black, in the So Fierce mascara. Now I do like this mascara, but the only drawback is that the bristles kind of like hurt. They're a bunch of tiny bristles together, and when you put it next to your lash line, it scratches my lash line. So that's the only drawback, but I do like the effect that it does give. So just taking this mascara. And I'm just very careful when I'm next to the lash line because they scratch my lash line. I don't know if it'll disappear over time. So I'm going over my lower lash line. Kind of a little bit of mascara under my lower lash line. So just going to clean that up. I'm trying not to get it so close because, like I said, those bristles are kind of rough on there. So my eyes are pretty much completed, and I'm just going to clean up that fallout. And I'm going to be going in with another CoverGirl Full Spectrum powder in the shade Medium Tan, and I'm going to go up under my lashes with that. So take my powder brush and go up under the lashes and down my nose to clean it all up. And I love how that blue and the silver and stuff is coming together. Blending is key when you're applying those eyeshadows. Now I am going on to my cheeks, and I'm going to be going in with another CoverGirl product. Seems like the vast majority of the tutorial is CoverGirl products, and this Full Spectrum blush palette. Very beautiful palette right here. Picked up in my drugstore. Very minimal for what I paid for it. So I'm going to be going in with this peach tone on the end, and I'm going to be using the other two colors to kind of like highlight and sculpt. So I'm going to get my Smile Big on. And apply directly on my cheekbone and work up. And I like how these colors are coming out on the skin. Very rich, but yet very soft and subtle. I love that iridescent look. See, now you see it, now you don't see it, now you don't. I just love how that beautiful peachy shade comes to light. Now I am going to go right above it with this middle shade right here, right above it, to create that sun-kissed glow look. And I'm going to take my powder brush to go right over it to tone it down some, because I don't want to be walking around looking like a light bulb. I also want to have that glowy highlight look. I'm going to take this shade right here and go up my nose. And I'm going to take the darker shade of that CoverGirl powder and just go up under it. Now, last but not least, I am going to complete the look with my lips, and I'm going to start off by lining the lip with a basic brown and kind of like maroon shade lip liners. And well, the shade brown is an eyeliner, but this maroon shade is actually a lip liner. I got these from my Sally's Beauty Supply. And I'm going in with the brown shade first to bring out the lip even the more. And being that I'm a dark-skinned glam, I prefer to use brown eyeliners versus brown lip liners on my lip, because the brown lip liner stands out a little bit more. And it's a little bit more matte. In most cases, it is waterproof. All right. Now I'm going in with this shade called Port, kind of like a maroon shade, to go right over it. And I want to take this brown shade and kind of like go back over it to like blend it all in to create a ombre type look. And I'm going to complete the look with this CoverGirl Melting Pot. I guess it's like a lip gloss, a liquid lipstick, excuse me, in the shade 150 Raspberry Jelly. It's like a beautiful maroonish shade. And if you look real close, it kind of like has like a sponge applicator wand on there. And it's a liquid lipstick. It doesn't take much. Um, I thought it would have been a little bit more matte. It's a little bit more glossy. But I'm going to take my brown liner and go right above it. And being that it's a little bit on the glossy side, I'm going to take a little bit of extra setting powder to reset over the lip area so it can create it from bleeding and running. I don't want it to run. Don't want it to run, Glams. Just cleaning everything up. Cleaning everything up. Separating my curls. I actually have a tutorial I'm going to showcase you all on how I was able to get my curls back because I did not retwist my hair and I just remoisturized them and I was able to get some of the curl pattern back. But this pretty much completes my looks, Glams. I use, again, all drugstore products. Loving these results. I'm going to be posting some pictures on my community tab throughout today to show you all how this foundation, well, these foundations rather, and the CoverGirl True Blend actually held up. I'll let you all know whether it is just a basic foundation or it is something that controls the oil as well as the shine. Thank you all for getting ready with me. Be blessed and be glamorous.